Everybody, NZ Blazing here, back with another video. As this time around, I've got a squad builder around Victor Wembanyama getting drafted into the San Antonio Spurs with Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Jeremy Shohan, Devontae Graham, Malachi Branham, Keita Bates-Diop, Charles Bassey, Doug McDermott, Kim Birch, Georgiou Dieng, Sandro Mamusavali, Romeo Langford, and that makes up your San Antonio Spurs team. As I've got Victor Wembanyama here at 19 years old, 84 overall, at 7'4", with 2 badges. As I have it on Hall of Fame, 12-minute quarters, injuries turned off, and trades turned off. So we'll get into it and start the simulation between October 19th and November 5th as the Spurs get the number 1 pick. So I have a gut feeling that the number 1 pick is going to be picked up by Victor Wembanyama, and the Spurs are going to end up with Victor for next season. So we'll see how well he can do in a Spurs uniform. So we'll simulate from October 19th to November 5th. So here we go. So we take a win against the Hornets, a loss to the Pacers, a loss to the 76ers, a win against Minnesota, then lose against Minnesota, then lose against Chicago, lose against Minnesota, and lose against the Raptors, lose against the Clippers, and then win against Denver. So we start off 3-7. So we'll check the win against the Hornets. Victor Wembanyama put up 27 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. Malachi Branham with 19 and Devontae Graham with 17. LaMelo Ball with 28 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double. 24 for Terry Rozier and 11 for Mo Williams. So Victor Wembanyama in his first game, he gets a double-double. And then the loss to the Pacers, 20 points for Buddy Hield, 19 for Nesmith, and Jordan Nwora with 16 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 1 assist for Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. 14 for Devontae Graham, 12 points for Jeremy Shohan, and then the loss to the Sixers, 20 points for Tyrese Maxey, 20 points and 10 rebounds for Embiid, so a double-double. Tobias Harris with 16. 19 points for Malachi Branham, 17 points for Vassell, 13 for Keldon Johnson, 12 points for Jeremy Shohan, and 12 points, 16 rebounds, and 1 assist for Victor Wembanyama, shooting 4 of 12 from the field. And then the win against the Minnesota Timberwolves, 24 for Anthony Edwards, 22 for Karl Anthony Towns, 16 for Gobert, and 14 for Mike Conley. 35 points and 10 rebounds for Keldon Johnson, so double-double. 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist for Victor Wembanyama. 17 points for Devin Vassell and 15 for Kate Bates-Diop. And then the loss to Minnesota, 26 points for Anthony Edwards, 26 points and 14 rebounds for Rudy Gobert, so double-double. 22 points for Kyle Anderson, and Karl Anthony Towns with 18. 19 points for Malachi Branham, Keldon Johnson with 18, and Victor Wembanyama with 16 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double for him. And then a loss to the Bulls, 19 points for Devontae Graham, 13 for Keldon Johnson, 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist for Victor Wembanyama, shooting 4 of 14 from the field. DeMar DeRozan with 28 points, Vucevic with 23, and Kobe White with 13, and Andre Drummond with 13 points and 15 rebounds, so a double-double. And we move on to the loss against Minnesota. So we played Minnesota 3 times in 1 week and won once and lost twice to them. That is insane. Victor Wembanyama with 21 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. 12 points for Keldon Johnson, 10 points for Tyus Jones, and 10 points for Devin Vassell. 20 points for Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards with 19, Karl Anthony Towns with 17 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double. Then move on to the 1-point loss against the Raptors. 20 points and 8 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama. 18 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists for Devontae Graham. 17 points and 10 rebounds for Keldon Johnson, so a double-double. 15 points for Malachi Branham. 20 points for Fred VanVleet. 17 points and 10 rebounds for Pascal Siakam, so a double-double. 17 points for Gary Trent Jr. And then the big loss to the Clippers. 19 points and 10 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. 16 for Malachi Branham, 12 points for Trey Jones. And then Paul George with 29 points, Russell Westbrook with 23, and Bones Highland with 15. And then we get the win against Denver. 31 for Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic with 16 points, and Jamal Murray with 15. 29 points for Keldon Johnson, 16 for Devin Vassell, 15 for Devontae Graham, and Victor Wembanyama shot the ball only 4 times with 9 points, 16 rebounds, and 1 assist. And we move on to middle of November, so we'll go from November 5th to November 26th. So we've got a record of 3 wins and 7 losses, so we'll simulate through. So we take a loss to Denver, a loss to Memphis, a loss to the Bucks, a loss to Golden State, a loss to Portland, a loss to the Kings, a loss to the Clippers, then get a win over the Lake Show, then lose to New Orleans, lose to the Lakers, and then win in the back-to-back against the Lakers. And then we'll go to November 30th to finish November. So we end up taking a loss to OKC. So we start off with a 5-17 record as of November 30th. So we'll check the loss against Memphis. 16 for Keldon Johnson, 14 for Malachi Branham, 12 points and 8 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama, 31 points and 10 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double, 24 for Desmond Bane, 22 for Dylan Brooks. Then the big loss to the Bucks, 22 for Malachi Branham, 21 for Devontae Graham, Keldon Johnson with 14, Victor Wembanyama with 13 points, 8 rebounds and 2 assists, 24 points and 11 rebounds for Giannis, so double-double, Chris Middleton with 22, and then the loss to Golden State, 38 for Steph Curry, 33 for Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson with 16 and Kuminga with 16, Victor Wembanyama with 20 points, 4 rebounds and 3 blocks. Devontae Graham with 20 points. Keldon Johnson with 19. Bates Diop with 19 and Jeremy Shohan with 13. And then the loss to the Portland Trail Blazers. 26 points and 13 assists for Damian Lillard, so a double-double. 25 for Jeremy Grant. Anthony Simons with 22 and Yusuf Nurkic with 18 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. 16 points and 7 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama. 15 points for Kenan Johnson and Malachi Branham with 14. And then the 3-point loss to the Kings. 18 points for De'Aaron Fox. 17 for Keegan Murray. 16 for Trey Lyles. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist and 4 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. 20 points for Malachi Branham, 18 points for Trey Jones. And then the loss to the Clippers, 25 points for Kawhi, 21 for Norman Powell, 17 for Robert Covington. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 blocks from Victor Wembanyama. 17 for Malachi Branham, 15 for Vassell. And we get the win over the Lakers. 25 points and 14 rebounds for Anthony Davis, so a double-double. D'Angelo Russell with 20 points. LeBron James with 19 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. 33 for Keldon Johnson. Malachi Branham with 16. Devontae Graham with 15. Victor Wembanyama with 14 points, 8 rebounds and 1 assist. And then we move on to the loss against the New Orleans Pelicans. 17 for Keldon Johnson, 15 for Jeremy Shohan, Devin Vassell with 12, Victor Wembanyama with 11 points, 5 rebounds and 2 steals, 21 points and 10 rebounds for Zion, so double-double, 18 for CJ McCollum and 18 for Brandon Ingram. And then the loss to the Lakers, 17 points for Jeremy Shohan, Keldon Johnson with 15, Malachi Branham with 15, Devin Vassell with 13, Devontae Graham with 11, and Victor Wembanyama struggled with 9 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block, shooting 4 of 10 from the field. 34 points and 13 rebounds for Anthony Davis, so a double-double. 24 points and 11 assists for LeBron James, so a double-double. And then we get our revenge against the Lakers. 20 points for Keldon Johnson, 19 points and 7 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama, 17 for Jeremy Shohan, 34 points and 11 rebounds for Davis, so a double-double. 26 points for LeBron. And then the loss to OKC to finish November, 34 points and 12 assists for SGA, 34 points and 12 assists for Josh Giddey. So Josh Giddey and SGA both get a double-double. 19 points for Keldon Johnson, Victor Wembanyama with 19 points, 7 rebounds and 1 assist. We move into December, so we'll go from November 30th to December 23rd with a 5-17 record. So we'll simulate through. Take a loss to New Orleans, a loss to the Suns. We'll re-simulate again. And we get a win over the Rockets, then lose to Miami, lose to the Cavs, win over Portland, lose against Miami, lose to the Rockets, and then we also lose to New Orleans, and then we get the winner over the Magic. So as of December 23rd, we've got an 8-24 record. So as of this current stage, we're not looking like we're going to make it to playoffs. So we'll check the loss against New Orleans. 24 for Keldon Johnson, 19 for Devin Vassell, 15.7 rebounds and 1 assist for Victor Wembanyama, 36 for Brandon Ingram, 24 for Jonas Valanciunas, 22 for CJ McCollum, and 21 points and 12 rebounds for Zion, so a double-double. Then the 2-point loss to the Suns, 23 points for Devontae Graham, 22 for Devin Vassell, 20 points and 11 rebounds for Jeremy Shohan, so a double-double. 19 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 4 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. 25 for KD, 23 points and 11 assists for Devin Booker, so a double-double. And then the win against the Rockets, 18 points for Jeremy Shohan, 16 for Malachi Branham, 15 points plus 5 rebounds, 1 steal and 1 block, shooting 5 of 8 from the field for Victor Wembanyama. 19 points for Jalen Green, 17 for KPJ, Jabari Smith Jr. with 15. Remember, big loss to Miami. 28 points for Jimmy Butler, 24 for Tyler Hero, 22 and 12 for Bam Adebayo, so a double-double, and 21 points coming from Victor Oladipo. Victor Wembanyama with 22 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal and 1 block. 13 points for Jeremy Shohan. Devontae Graham with 12 points. And then the 5-point loss to the Cavs. Devontae Graham with 18. Keldon Johnson with 17. Victor Wembanyama fouled out with 15 points and 8 rebounds and 2 blocks. 31 points and 16 rebounds for Mobley, so a double-double. Donovan Mitchell with 28. Jared Allen with 18. And then the 3-point win over Portland. 27 points for Keldon Johnson. 21 points and 9 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama with 5 blocks. 17 points for Malachi Branham. Devin Vassell with 15. 31 for Damian Lillard. Simons with 24. And Jeremy Grant with 22. And then the loss to Miami. 18 points for Keldon Johnson, 16 points, 14 rebounds, 1 steal and 3 blocks coming from Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. 16 points for Malachi Branham and 14 points for Jeremy Shohan. Tyler Hero with 29 points, Jimmy Butler with 21, Victor Oladipo with 16, Bam Adebayo with 14 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double. And then the loss to the Rockets, 20 points for KPJ, 17 points for Seagun, 13 points for Jabari Smith Jr., 20 points for Devontae Graham, Malachi Branham with 20 points, Devin Vassell with 15, and Victor Wembanyama with 10 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks, shooting 4 of 16 from the field, so another double-double. And then the 3-point loss to New Orleans, 21 points for Zion, 19 for Brandon Ingram, 19 for Joe Salavaro, 24 points and 7 rebounds with 1 steal for Victor Wembanyama, 18 points for Devin Vassell, 14 for Malachi Branham. And then the win against the Magic, 22 for Jalen Suggs, 16 for Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero and Wagner with 15 each, 21 points and 13 rebounds with 1 assist, 1 steal and 1 block for Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. Devontae Graham with 19, Bates Diop with 18, and Keldon Johnson with 15. And we move on and we'll finish December. So I'll simulate the end of December. So end up losing to the Jazz, getting a win over OKC, a win over the Nets, a win over the Knicks, and then lose by 6 to the Mavs on December 31st. So as of the end of December, we've got a current record of 10 wins and 26 losses in Victor Wembanyama's first year in the Spurs. So check the box score for OKC. Against for our win, we get the 1-point win. 32 points and 10 assists for SGA, so a double-double. 14 points and 14 rebounds for Josh Giddey, so a double-double. 17 points for Keldon Johnson, 17 for Devontae Graham, 16 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist and 2 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. And we move on to the win against the Knicks. 32 points for Keldon Johnson, 17 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal and 6 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, so another double-double. 14 points for Devin Vassell and Malachi Branham with 14. 26 points for Jalen Brunson. 23 points and 13 rebounds for Julius Randle, so a double-double. And then the loss to finish December against the Mavs. 24 points for Keldon Johnson. 20 points and 10 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama with 2 blocks, so a double-double. 16 each for Tyus Jones and Devontae Graham. A 40-piece with 11 rebounds and 16 assists for Luka Doncic, so a triple-double, and 26 points coming from Kyrie Irving. And we move into January. So as of January, we've got a 10 and 26 record. So we'll go from December 31st to January 20th. So we'll simulate through. So we start January with a loss to the Nets. So we'll check the loss to the Nets. 23 points for Mikal Bridges, 17 for Spencer Dinwiddie, and 16 for Cam Thomas. 22 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks for Victor Wembanyama. So another double-double. 21 for Keldon Johnson and Charles Bassey with 15 points. Then we go from January 2nd to January 20th. So we've now got a 10-win record and 27 losses. So we'll simulate through. We take a 1-point loss to the Knicks. Then we take a big loss to Detroit. Then we finally get a win against the Celtics. Then we lose to Memphis. Back-to-back losses to Memphis. Then lose to Golden State. Then win against the Kings. And then lose to the Nets. And then lose to the Clippers. Then lose to Portland. Lose to the Lakers. Lose to the Clippers. And then as of January 28th, we do lose to the Suns. So we'll finish January. And we end up getting the win on January 30th to finish January with a bang. So as of January 30th, we've now got 13 wins and 38 losses in Victor Wembanyama's Spurs rookie season. So we'll check the 1-point loss against the Knicks. 21 points and 13 rebounds for Julius Randle, so a double-double. RJ Barrett with 17. Devontae Graham with 20. Jeremy Shohan and Charles Bassey with 13 each. Victor Wembanyama struggled with 8 points, 7 rebounds and 3 assists with 1 steal and 3 blocks. We move on to the loss against Detroit. 23 for Keldon Johnson, 20 for Malachi Branham, 16 points for Devin Vassell, and Victor Wembanyama struggled once again with 4 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist and 5 blocks. 29 points for Bogdanovich, 15 points, 12 rebounds for Cade Cunningham, so a double-double. And then the win against the Celtics, 21 points for Keldon Johnson, 18 for Branham, 16 for Shohan, and Victor Wembanyama with 9 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal and 2 blocks. 29 points and 18 rebounds for Jason Tatum, so a double-double. 15 each for Brogdon and Jaylen Brown. And then the loss to Memphis, 33 points and 14 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. 26 for Desmond Baines, 24 for Dylan Brooks, 24 points for Deontay Graham. Victor Wembanyama with 19 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal and 2 blocks. Trey Jones with only 13. Back-to-back losses against Memphis. 29 points for Jaren Jackson Jr., 26 for Ja Morant, 22 for Desmond Bain, 19 for Keldon Johnson, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals and 3 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, 15 points for Devontae Graham. And then the loss to Golden State, 15 points for Base Diop, Branham with 12 points, and Victor Wembanyama struggled with 6 points, 10 rebounds and 2 assists to also go along with 3 blocks. 27 points for Steph Curry, Klay Thompson with 19, and Dante DiVincenzo with 17. And then the win against Sacramento, 19 points for Vassell, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal and 3 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. Jeremy Shohan with 18 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. 22 for De'Aaron Fox, 12 points for Trey Lyles, and 11 points for Terrence Davis. Then the 3-point loss to the Nets, 16 for Devin Vassell, 16 for Shohan, Malachi Branham with 15, Victor Wembanyama with 7 points, 14 rebounds, 0 assists, 2 steals and 2 blocks. And Cam Johnson with 20 points, Spencer Dinwiddie with 18, and Steph Curry with 18. And then the loss to the Clippers, 31 points for Jeremy Shohan, 14 for Devin Vassell, 13 for Devontae Graham. Victor Wembanyama struggled with 3 points, 8 rebounds and 2 assists, shooting 1 of 12 from the field. 19 for Bones Highland, Kawhi Leonard with 17, and Russell Westbrook with 16. And then the loss to Portland, 21 points and 11 rebounds for Dame Lillard, so a double-double. 18 for Simons, 17 for Graham, 15 for Vassell. Victor Wembanyama struggled with 2 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal and 1 block, shooting 1 of 7 from the field. Then we move on to the loss against the Lakers. 43 for LeBron James, 22 points and 10 rebounds for Anthony Davis, so a double-double. Trey Jones with 21, Malachi Branham with 18, Devin Vassell with 17, and Victor Wembanyama with 7 points and 2 rebounds, shooting 3 of 14 from the field. Then the loss to the Clippers, 27 for Paul George, Russell Westbrook with 17, Zubac with 16 points and 14 rebounds, so a double-double. Keldon Johnson with 19, Victor Wembanyama with 14 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal and 1 block. And then the loss to the Suns, 15 for Devin Vassell, so 15 for Devin Vassell, 15 for Keldon Johnson, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals and 2 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, shooting 6 of 21 from the field. 27 points, 10 rebounds for Devin Booker, so a double-double, and 17 points coming from Kevin Durant. And then the win to finish January against Washington, 27 points for Keldon Johnson, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals and 2 blocks coming from Victor Wembanyama. And a 30-piece from Bradley Beal, 22 points and 11 rebounds from Kristaps Porzingis, so a double-double, and 20 points from Monte Morris. Now we move into February, so we'll go to from January 30th to February 25th, so we'll simulate through, and we'll re-simulate again. So we take a loss to start February, and then we get a W against the 76ers, then lose to the Bulls, lose to the Raptors, lose to Detroit, lose to the Hawks, lose to the Cavs, win against the Hornets before All-Star Weekend, come out of All-Star Weekend, lose to the Mavs, and lose to the Jazz. So we've now got a current record of 15 wins and 46 losses after All-Star Weekend, and as of February 25th. So we'll check the loss against Sacramento on February 1st. 17 each for Devontae Graham and Malachi Branham. Victor Wembanyama with 12 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal and 1 block, so a double-double. Harrison Barnes with 19, 18 points and 10 rebounds for Sabonis, so a double-double. 17 points and 10 assists for De'Aaron Fox, so a double-double. Then the win against the Sixers, 19 for Devin Vassell, 18 for Malachi Branham, 8 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals and 1 block for Victor Wembanyama. 28 points and 14 rebounds for Embiid, so a double-double. 21 points coming from James Harden. And then the All-Star teams got selected. So it's going to be Team Luka versus Team Giannis. So it's Luka Doncic, LeBron James, KD, Nikola Jokic, Donovan Mitchell as your starters. Then your reserves are Dame Lillard, Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, Julius Randle, Zion, Jalen, and LaMelo Ball. And Team Giannis is Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, Harden, Embiid, Tatum as your starters. And then reserves are Anthony Davis, Kawhi, Ja Morant, Trae Young, SGA, Brandon Ingram, and Bam Adebayo. So then we move on to the loss against the Bulls. 29 points for DeMar DeRozan, 24 points and 11 assists for Vucevic, so a double-double. 20 points for Keldon Johnson, 15 for Devin Vassell, 15 points and 12 rebounds with a steal and 3 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, so a double-double. And then the loss to the Raptors, 21 for Fred VanVleet, 20 points for Gary Trent Jr., and 19 for OG Anunoby. 16 points each for Devontae Graham and Malachi Branham. And then Keldon Johnson with 11, Victor Wembanyama with 8 points and 8 rebounds and 3 blocks. Then we move on to the loss against the Pistons. 27 for Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duran with 20 points for Keldon Johnson, 14 for Malachi Branham, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 blocks for Victor Wembanyama. And then the loss to the Hawks, 33 for Sadiq Bey, 24 points and 13 assists for Trae Young, so a double-double. 21 for Keldon Johnson, Malachi Branham with 17, and Victor Wembanyama with 14 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal and 2 blocks, so a double-double. And the loss to the Cavs, 28 points and 10 assists for Garland, so a double-double. 24 points and 11 assists for Mitchell, so a double-double. 22 points and 20 rebounds for Jared Allen, so a double-double. A 20-piece for Devontae Graham, 19 for Keldon Johnson, and Victor Wembanyama with 9 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. Then the win against the Hornets, 21 for Terry Rozier, 16 for Kelly Oubre Jr., Victor Wembanyama with 23 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks, so a double-double. 22 for Malachi Branham, 21 points and 12 rebounds for Keldon Johnson, so a double-double. Then the Rising Stars game happened. So Team USA get the 126-91 win. Victor Wembanyama struggled with 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist and 3 steals. 18 points for Jalen Green and 23 points for Franz Wagner. Then the All-Star game, Team Giannis beat Team Luka. Tatum with 19, Embiid with 19, Donovan Mitchell and Kevin Durant with 17 each. And we move on to a loss against the Mavs. 34 for Kyrie, 31 points and 13 rebounds for Luka, so a double-double. 19 for Vassell, Malachi Branham with 19, Victor Wembanyama with 14 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists with a steal and a block. And then the loss to the Jazz, 23 for Clarkson, Kelly Olynyk with 18, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal and 4 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, 18 for Keldon Johnson and 13 for Devontae Graham. Then we'll go into March, so we'll finish February into late March. So we'll go from February 25th to March 19th. So I don't know what I hit. And then what's that? So we finish February with the win over the Jazz, 21 for Ochai Agbaji, Jordan Clarkson with 14, 19 points and 7 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama and Keldon Johnson with 17. And then we'll go from February 28th to March 26th, so I'll simulate through. So we end up taking a win to start March against the Pacers, lose back-to-back against the Rockets, lose to Denver, lose to OKC, get a W against the Magic, then lose to the Mavs, lose to Memphis, lose to Atlanta, lose to New Orleans, win against the Bucks, lose to Washington, and get the 7-point win against the Celtics. So as of March 26th, we've now got a 20 win record and 55 losses for Victor Wembanyama's Spurs rookie season. So check the win against the Pacers. 21.7 rebounds, 1 assist and 1 steal for Victor Wembanyama. 18 for Tyrese Halliburton. Then the loss to the Rockets. 21 for Malachi Branham. 14 for Keldon Johnson. 10 points and 7 rebounds and 1 steal and 3 blocks for Victor Wembanyama. 18 for Jae'Sean Tate. Jalen Green was 16. And then back-to-back losses against the Rockets. Jalen Green was 17. Frank Kaminsky was 17. Victor Wembanyama with 14 points, 12 assists, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and 5 blocks, so double-double. 14 for Malachi Branham. Then the loss to Denver, 22 points and 13 rebounds and 1 assist for Victor Wembanyama, so another double-double. 22 points for Malachi Branham and Devontae Graham with 21. Jamal Murray with 27. Nikola Jokic with 22 points and 10 rebounds, so double-double. And MPJ with 20 points and 10 rebounds, so double-double. And then the loss to OKC, 18 points for Keldon Johnson. Victor Wembanyama with 12 points, 4 rebounds and 3 blocks. 38 points, 11 rebounds and 10 assists coming from SGA, so a triple-double. And then the win against the Magic, 22 for Keldon Johnson, 16 for Devin Vassell, 16, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal and 3 blocks coming from Victor Wembanyama. Markelle Fultz with 24 points and 10 assists, so a double-double. 20 for Melo, Jalen Suggs with 13, and then the loss to the Mavs, 16 for Keldon Johnson, Malachi Branham with 16, Victor Wembanyama with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal and 1 block, 24 points coming from Tim Hardaway, 23 for Kyrie, 18 points, 13 rebounds and 11 assists for Luka Doncic, so a triple-double. Then the loss to Memphis, 34 for Keldon Johnson, 15 for Jeremy Shohan, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block for Victor Wembanyama, a 40-piece and 13 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double, 24 points for Desmond Bane and 22 for Jaren Jackson Jr. And then the big loss to the Hawks, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal and 4 blocks for Victor Wembanyama, 10 points for Malachi Branham, and then the rest of the team is in single digits. 23 points and 14 assists for Trae Young, so a double-double. Bogdanovich with 19 and Jonte Murray with 18. And then the 10-point loss to New Orleans, 25 for Brandon Ingram, 18 for Zion, and 16 for CJ McCollum. 17 each for Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Shohan, and Malachi Branham. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 5 blocks coming from Victor Wembanyama. And then the win against Giannis's Bucks, 24 points and 14 rebounds for Giannis, so a double-double. 23 points for Chris Middleton. 32 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals for Victor Wembanyama. So that's his career high for the year. 19 for Keldon Johnson. Then the loss to the Washington Wizards. 23 for Bradley Beal. Monte Morris with 14. 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist with 3 blocks for Victor Wembanyama. Malachi Branham with 17. And then the win against the Celtics. 36 coming from Jaylen Brown, 25 from Jason Tatum, 21 each from Keldon Johnson and Victor Wembanyama, but he also had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 3 blocks to go with that 21. And then we move on and we'll finish March into April. So we'll go from March 26th to April 8th. So we'll simulate through. Oh, we'll re-simulate again. So we end up taking a loss to Utah, a loss to Golden State, then lose to the Kings, then get 2 wins against the Suns and Portland, and then lose to Minnesota. So going into the last game, we've got a record of 22 wins and 59 losses. So I'll check the loss against the Spurs. 13 for Keldon Johnson, 12 for Devin Vassell and Malachi Branham. Victor Wembanyama with 8 points, 10 rebounds and 2 assists and a block. 24 for Jordan Clarkson, Laurie Marketing with 21. Then the loss to Golden State. 24 for Steph Curry, 23 for Kuminga, and 22 for Klay Thompson. 22 for Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson with 17. Victor Wembanyama with 11 points, 20 rebounds, and 2 assists, so a double-double. And then we move on to the loss against the Kings. 26 for De'Aaron Fox, 22 for Trey Lyles, 15 each for Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray, 19 for Keldon Johnson, 15 points, 8 rebounds and a steal for Victor Wembanyama. And then the win against the Suns, 28 for Booker, 20 points and 12 rebounds for DeAndre Ayton, so a double-double. 19 for Kevin Durant, 21 for Jeremy Shohan, 20 points for Devontae Graham, 19 for Malachi Branham, 8 points, 11 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 blocks for Victor Wembanyama. And then the win against the Portland Trail Blazers, 24 for Devin Vassell, 17 each for Jeremy Shohan and Devontae Graham. And then Victor Wembanyama with 11 points, 13 rebounds and 2 assists and 4 blocks, so a double-double. Damian Lillard with 31, Simons with 22. And then the loss to Minnesota, 16 points each for Graham and Johnson. And then Victor Wembanyama with 9.7 rebounds, 2 steals and 6 blocks. 25 points for Karl Anthony Towns and 13 each for Mike Conley and Anthony Edwards. We'll move on to the last game of the season and we'll simulate the last game. We end up taking a loss, so we end up finishing Victor Wembanyama's rookie season in the Spurs with 22 wins and 60 losses. So, yeah, we won't make the postseason. Luka Doncic gets MVP. Jaden Ivey ends up getting Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year goes to Ben Simmons. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Miles Turner. Most Improved goes to Albrin Seagun. Coach of the Year goes to Quinn Snyder with 64 wins and 18 losses. So that means the Jazz get the number 1 seed. So we'll advance on. All NBA first team is Luka, Ja Morant, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic. All NBA second team is Trae Young, SGA, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, and Joel Embiid. All NBA third team is Harden, Lillard, Kevin Durant, Julius Randle, and Bam Adebayo. All defensive first team is Lonzo Ball, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Miles Turner. All defensive second team is SGA, Mikal Bridges, Evan Mobley, Kristaps Porzingis, and Bam. All rookie first team is Jaden Ivey, Walker Kessler, Victor Wembanyama, Paolo Banchero, and Jalen Duren. So Victor Wembanyama made the all rookie first team, so I'll advance on. So it's going to be LA Clippers versus OKC, and Phoenix and Sacramento in the play-in. And then in the East, it's going to be Miami, Detroit, and Brooklyn, Toronto. So we'll check. They didn't even get close. We ended up with 22 wins and 60 losses. So we didn't even make the play-in, as it's going to be Thunder and Clippers that make the play-in. So as of the Spurs' first season with Victor Wembanyama in his rookie season, we end up with 22 wins and 60 losses. And yeah, Victor Wembanyama pretty much averaged a double-double for his rookie season. So we'll simulate the play-in. So it's going to be New Orleans play Phoenix, Dallas, Memphis, Golden State, Lakers, and Denver Clippers. And then we've got in the East, it's going to be Atlanta, Detroit, Boston, Chicago, Philly, Milwaukee, and Cleveland, Miami. So we'll simulate the first round. So we finished the first round, and New Orleans beat Phoenix in 7. Memphis beat Dallas in 6. Lakers beat Golden State in 4. And Denver beat Clippers in 7. So it's going to be New Orleans versus Memphis, and Denver play Lakers. And then Atlanta swept Detroit 4-0. Boston swept Chicago 4-0. Milwaukee beat Philly in 5 games. Cleveland beat Miami in 6 games. So it's going to be Cleveland, Milwaukee, and Boston, Atlanta. So we'll simulate that round. And so it's going to be Memphis bet New Orleans 4-1, so they bet them in 5 games. And then LA and Denver went to a 7-game series, and Denver ended up beating LA 4-3. So it's ended up going to be Denver versus Memphis in the finals in the West. And then in the East finals, we got Atlanta, Cleveland, as Atlanta swept Boston 4-0, and Cleveland ended up going to 7 games and bet Milwaukee in 7. So we'll end up doing the West. So we'll do Denver versus Memphis. So we'll simulate game 1. And Denver take game 1, 143 to 120. Nikola Jokic with 45 points and 12 assists, so a double-double. 38 points coming from Ja Morant. Move on to game 2, and we'll simulate game 2. And Denver have taken a 2-0 lead. They take a 124 to 114 win. 19 points, 13 rebounds for Nikola Jokic, so a double-double. 31 points for Desmond Bane. We move on to game 3, and we'll simulate game 3. And Memphis come back 2-1 in game 3. They get the 115-101 win. 29 points and 11 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. 26 for Desmond Bane and 17 for Jaren Jackson Jr. Then we got 20 points for Nikola Jokic, 18 for MPJ, and 16 for Jamal Murray. Move on to game 4, and we'll simulate game 4 of the Western Finals. And Memphis have squared the series up. They take the 109-96 win. 33 points and 12 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. 26 for Jaren Jackson Jr. and Dylan Brooks of only 14. 22 for MPJ, 19 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists for Nikola Jokic, so a double-double. And Thomas Bryant with 12 points. Move on to game 5, and we'll simulate game 5. And Denver are now up 3-2. They get the 141 to 134 win. 34 points and 11 assists from Jokic, so a double-double. 29 points for Jamal Murray and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with 17. 44 points and 12 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. 16 each for Desmond Bane and Dylan Brooks. So move on to Game 6, and we'll simulate Game 6 to see if Memphis stay alive. And they do. They take it to a Game 7. Memphis steal the 137-105 Game 6 win. 26 for Dylan Brooks. 22 points and 10 assists for Desmond Bane, so a double-double. 18 points and 21 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. 20 points for Jamal Murray. 16 points each for MPJ and Aaron Gordon. Move on to Game 7, and we'll simulate Game 7. Whoever wins this plays the Hawks in the finals. So we'll simulate Game 7. Winner will go home. And Trae Young is Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Western Conference Finals MVP goes to Ja Morant. So Memphis end up beating Denver in 7 as they get the 133 to 116 win. Jamal Murray with 19, KCP with 17, MPJ with 17, Nikola Jokic with 12 points, 18 rebounds, and 14 assists, so a triple-double. 36 points coming from Jaren Jackson Jr., 25 points and 15 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double, and 25 points for Luke Kennard. So it's now going to be Hawks Grizzlies in the finals. So we'll simulate Game 1 of the finals. Hawks take Game 1, 133 to 94. Jonte Murray with a 30-piece. 28 points and 15 assists for Trae Young, so a double-double. 16 points and 13 rebounds for Clint Capella, so a double-double. 23 points and 13 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. 19 points for Desmond Bane and 15 for Dylan Brooks. Move on to Game 2, and we'll simulate Game 2. And Grizzlies steal it back. 131 to 127 win. 28 points for Jonte Murray. 22 points and 17 assists for Trae Young, so a double-double. Bogdanovich with 19. 31 points and 13 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. 20 points for Jaren Jackson Jr. and 18 for Tyus Jones. So move on to Game 3 and we'll simulate Game 3. And the Grizzlies take a 2-1 lead as they get the 129-114 win. 32 points and 11 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. 24 for Desmond Bane. 19 points and 11 assists for Tyus Jones, so a double-double. A 30-piece for Jonte Murray. 25 points and 14 assists for Trae Young, so a double-double. DeAndre Hunter managed only 11 points. So I move on to Game 4 and we'll simulate Game 4 of the finals. And Grizzlies have taken a 3-1 lead as they take the 118-99 win. 41 points coming from Ja Morant, 19 for Desmond Bane and Dylan Brooks with only 17. A 40-piece for Trae Young with 13 assists, so a double-double. 15 for Sadiq Bey and Jonte Murray with only 11. So move on to Game 5. Can Atlanta keep the finals alive? So we'll simulate Game 5. And they do. They get the Game 5 win to force a Game 6. 110-102 win. 29 points and 11 rebounds for Jonte Murray, so a double-double. 26 for Trae Young, 21 for DeAndre Hunter. 27 points for Jaren Jackson Jr., 26 points for Desmond Bane, 18 points and 12 assists for Ja Morant, so a double-double. So move on to Game 6 and see if Atlanta can keep the series going, see if they can force a Game 7. So simulate Game 6, and the Grizzlies end up winning in Game 6. Ja Morant ends up with the Western Conference the Finals MVP, as they take the 126-125 win. Ja with 28 points and 11 assists, so a double-double. 22 for Desmond Bane and 20 for Jaren Jackson Jr. 38 points and 13 assists for Trae Young, so a double-double. Jonte Murray with 23 and Bogdanovich with 16. So Grizzlies end up, Memphis end up beating Dallas 4-2. And then Memphis beat New Orleans 4-1. And then Memphis beat Denver 4-3 to make the finals. And then they beat the Hawks 4-2 to win the NBA Finals. And Victor Wembanyama's first rookie year in the Spurs, as his team got 22 wins and 60 losses for the season. Ends up missing the playoffs. Pretty much averaged a double-double for the whole season. So as that is Victor Wembanyama's rookie season over. As the Spurs do not make the play-in. As we'll have to see how accurate this is going to be to when Victor Wembanyama does get drafted to the team, as he's going to be the first pick and he's going to be going to San Antonio Spurs with Greg Popovich as coach. So for all you viewers that are liking this video and enjoying it, don't forget to smash that like button. And for all you new viewers out there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as I'm on that road to 1,300 subscribers. And I appreciate every single one of you that hits that subscribe button. As anyway, that's NZ Blasian out, and we'll catch you in the next video. As that's NZ Blasian out, and we'll catch you in the next one. NZ Blasian out.